In this lesson, you're going to learn how to slay Riff by Mighty Riff, Jason the Dragon by Weedeater. What's going on? My name is Jered, and welcome to Beholden to the Riff, the heaviest bass channel on YouTube. So today we got ourselves a banger. This one was requested by my buddy Robbie, and I'm glad he did. This was really fun to play, really fun to learn. So while I was transcribing the song, one thing that I found really cool was their use of timing. And it always feels like they kind of add one beat here and there and where you least expect it. And it really makes these riffs like stand out and just even heavier. We're gonna break it down into three main riffs. So when we break the riffs down, I'll highlight the timing and go through anything that might need a little extra attention or that might help you learn it. And whenever I click on the fuzz, it's gonna be this guy here, the Backstabber by Fowl Sounds. Absolutely massive bass fuzz. I got a link to a demo that I did for this pedal in the description below. And before we get into the lesson, just want to give a huge thank you to the Patreon members. You guys make this all possible. Thank you so much. All right, so let's get into this one. We are in D standard, so grab your axes, tune down a whole step, and let's do it. Here's riff number 1, all the way through, nice and slow. I'll play along the first measure, and the way that I tabbed it is in a group of 3. So if you follow the head bobs, it'll be 3 total head bobs for the first measure. So it starts out. Key thing here is that each head bob gets 2 notes. So in the first measure, then the same thing for the second measure. It's another group of 3. Then the third measure is in a group of 2. So I'll play the entire riff again, nice and slow, and try to count out the timing in here using the patented head bob technique. So I'm going to play riff number 1 full speed all the way through, a couple times with a clean tone, and then I'll throw in some fuzz. Just awesome when you throw on that fuzz. All right, let's go to riff number 2. Here's riff number 2 played all the way through at a slower speed. So riff number 2 really shakes things up timing wise. If we use our head bobbing technique, it's still going to be 2 notes per head bob, but the head bobs are going to be twice as fast. So I'll play riff number 1 at our original tempo. So if we go twice as fast, I'll play riff number 2. So we're still playing 2 notes per head bob, but it's twice as fast. This is known as double time. So let's check out that first measure in riff number 2. I tabbed it out as a group of 8, which you can also kind of look at it as 2 groups of 4. So here's the first group of 4. That's 4 head bobs. That's going to be open E, and we're going to hit the 3rd fret E and kind of pull off. So the second group of 4 starts with an open E. We're going to play it. We're going to hold for 2 head bobs, and then we're going to play an E power chord on the 7th fret A string, 9th fret D string, and we're going to hold that for 2 head bobs as well. So it's going to go. So playing them separately, not so bad, but we're going to put them together, and it can get a little bit tricky, and really just think of them as those 2 groups of 4, and eventually it'll all kind of come together. So it's especially on that second half, when you hit that open E, that's really 1, 2, 3, 4. Or with the fast head bobs. So here it is one more time. So that's the second measure is going to be a group of 5. When I'm counting this out, I'd like to break it into a group of 2 and then a group of 3. So it's 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. So here's the riff. So it's the first half, the 1, 2 is just an open E. And then the second half, the group of 3 is open, 3, open. And you can throw a little bend on there. So here's that second measure, nice and slow. I'll play it a few times. I'll play it, take a pause, then play it. And really try to hear it as that group of 2 and then a group of 3. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. So the third measure, it's going to be a little more straightforward. It's a group of 4. All the action's happening on the 5th and 7th frets, here on the E string, the A string, and we'll sneak down here to the 3rd fret on the E string. Here it is, nice and slow. When you come down to the 3rd fret here, just shift down, hit it with your first finger. So this is a group of 4 head bobs. So here's the kind of first half of riff number 2. It's the first 3 measures. Killer. So the second half of riff number 2 starts out exactly the same. First 2 measures go like this. It's the 3rd measure that switches things up a little bit. We're going to go 7, 6, 5 on the A string. and then catch the 7th fret here on the E string. It just kind of repeats it. This is in a group of 4, and you're going to want to use some alternate picking or alternate finger plucking. So it goes. So here's the second half. So here's riff number 2, full speed all the way through clean, and then we'll throw on some fuzz. All right, so here's riff number 3, all the way through, nice and slow. All right, so riff number 3, we're back into that double time feel. First measure is going to be a group of 4. It's going to happen 6th fret, E string, 5th fret, E string. This has a slight kind of syncopation in the middle. We're going to play 4 notes and hold for the first kind of head bob, and come back in on the up bob. So it's. So here's the second half of riff number 3. So the second measure, riff number 3. Starts 5th fret. So the first half, like the first 4 notes, is 5 open, 3 open. The second half, the last 4 notes, going to be 6, 5, 3 open. Together it sounds. Riff number 3 all the way. So it's just 2 measures, starting here on the 6th fret. So let's play it up to speed. It's pretty quick, and we'll do it a couple times clean, then we'll kick on the fuzz. So the song closes out by repeating the kind of second half of riff number 2. This 7-6-5. And so you just got to really lock into there. Make sure you're doing the alternate picking because it just keeps rolling. And then it ends on that kind of fast bar. So here it is a couple times slowly. And with some fuzz. Thank you so much for checking out the video. Really hope it helped you out. And if you want to check out those tabs, I got a link in the description below. And if you want to check out that Backstabber Fuzz, here's the video right here.